the ice hockey team at Don Bosco Prep has been a nearly unstoppable force this season, and last week the Ironmen came out on top against Delbarton to claim the Gordon Cup once again. A big reason for the team's success this year is their head coach, Greg Toskos. He joins me now. Greg, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Mike. Good morning.
It's our pleasure. So before we get into the great season you've had so far, let's talk about your hockey background. How did you first get involved with the sport as a kid, and how did you eventually land the head coaching job at Don Bosco?
Well, I have just always been involved in hockey. I don't remember the exact moment that I got on the ice, but my father, who was not a hockey player, just got me involved and brought me to the rinks and actually built a little outdoor skating rink in my backyard growing up. So I'd skate in the backyard. Ultimately, throughout my playing career, playing club hockey, I ended up at Don Bosco and played high school hockey at Don Bosco. So that was pretty cool for me to be able to play there, go on to play college hockey, and then come back to the school that I played at. And in October of, I guess, 2006, Frank Rosanico, who was the athletic director, called me up and said, Greg, I need a coach, and I'd like you to be it. So 18 years later, here I am.
Came full circle, and it's great to know that you're passing your legacy down to a younger generation. Who have been some of the key players and leaders on your team this year?
Well, it starts in goal. And when you think about the best professional hockey teams over the years, they've all had tremendous goaltending. And James Tarabaccia is a rock in the nets for us and has been tremendous all year. Our defense is led by senior captain Kenny Coleman. He is the Gordon Conference MVP. Awesome job by Kenny. And then up front, Dean Toskos, who does happen to have the same last name as me, leading the team in both goals and points, is having a really fine senior year for himself.
Well, you guys have had a fantastic season so far, but before the Gordon Cup, you guys had a rare loss when you were knocked out by Bergen Catholic in the Bergen County Championship. What was the team's mentality heading into the Gordon Cup playoffs in order to turn things around?
Yeah, so interesting because we played pretty well in that game. In fact, we played really well in that game. Their goaltender was outstanding. Made 41 saves. We carried most of the play. I think there were a couple of bounces here and there that went their way, which just happens in hockey. So credit to the guys at Bergen Catholic for getting the W in that game. I think for us, had we played poorly, we might have had a different effect on it. But the fact that we played well and we jumped right back in 2 days later to play Pope John in the quarterfinal of the Gordon Conference helped us get right back into the mode of where we were playing well, putting pucks in the back of the net and keeping them out.
Well, the Gordon Cup playoffs were special for you personally. Not only did your team win the Cup, but you got your 300th career victory as Don Bosco head coach. How special was that?
It's a number. It means I've been doing this a long time, that's for sure. 306 sounds a lot better. That would be the goal for the end of the year.
Well, I'm sure it'll happen. And looking ahead to next week, you guys will be playing in the NJSIAA non-public tournament. How do you think the competition will be, and what needs to happen for you guys to come out on top again?
Well, this is what makes our tournament special and the most difficult tournament out there by far, because you have to run the gauntlet twice. So, we go through the Gordon Cup. The seeds are this almost identical from the Gordon Cup into the state tournament, almost. And there's a good possibility we could be facing CBA, Bergen Catholic, Delbarton, maybe St. Augustine again. And those teams, will have to beat them twice in 2 weeks in order to achieve the goal of winning the state championship. So it's tough. It really tests you physically, it tests you mentally. And I think we're up for it. And hopefully we come out on top.
Well, Greg Toskos, head hockey coach at Don Bosco, thanks so much for your time this morning, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate you having me on this morning.
Head over to ONNJ.com for the latest news and sports anytime.